Hey peeps out in YouTube land, Asenva here with a very special guest. I have Happy!
Hey everyone in YouTube land.
And we're here to do tips and tricks. So today's tips and tricks video is all on PayPal. Just to let you know, I mean, we do a lot of transactions through PayPal. The secondhand marketplace, a lot of people will request to get paid through PayPal, or if you're selling something, you might want to sell it and receive payments through PayPal. So today we're going to go ahead and discuss just kind of some key things about PayPal and the whole thing about when nobody gets your product and, you know, all bad things are happening. If you do a dispute, what do? And then that whole confusing thing if it's a gift or whatever other form that you can pay it as, and then that weird percentage charge that comes in out of nowhere that people sometimes will try to tack on with their purchase, or they'll somehow it gets lost and then you end up paying for it yourself. So without further ado, let's go ahead and have a Happy talk about it. So do you want to start off with some general, I guess, information, or where do you want to start?
Actually, I was going to start off like in the middle and then go to the end and then talk about what PayPal is. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to start with general information. Well, PayPal is a third-party vendor that lets you, not vendor, basically like a bank. They help you, do transactions, stuff like that. They're the middleman. There you go. That's a better way to put it. The middleman between you and eBay, or you and the forum, or you and your friend. The goods and services and the gift thing, if you send it as a gift, then it's like sending money as a gift. Think of it like, you have almost no protection. You're just saying, it's just as if you walked up to them and was like, here's $600 cash, peace out. If you send it as a goods, services type thing, you have to pay a 4%, usually it's a 4% interest on top of that. So if you're sending like $100, you're going to have to send them $104 in actuality. And then PayPal will take 4% of that, and they'll receive, I mean, it's not exactly like that, but it's close. And then they'll receive the $100. So you have to add on and pay extra for insurance. That way, if anything happens, like they never send the product, you can dispute it or claim, or turn it into a claim. Turn that dispute into a claim. So every single time I use PayPal, and it's a forum kind of transaction where there's no, official business person on the other side, like eBay or Amazon, I will always use goods or services and pay that extra 4%. Just because I want my product protected. If
you're going to be doing it for DOA and you're doing secondhand market stuff and you're looking into buying like a doll from somebody off of the secondhand market, or even if you're doing something through like a Facebook group, even if it's like a simple little blouse or something, just so you don't get yourself in trouble, or you want to
lose out on your money.
I mean, just do it the other way. Don't do it as a gift.
And some people will say, well, 4% is a lot sometimes, and it is. Once it gets into the really high dollar amounts, you're paying a lot more. But think of it as insurance. PayPal will usually side with you and help you get that dispute resolved. If there's enough evidence that you did send the money and that there was this conversation for what it is. So that goes on to my next subject. When you're sending as a goods and service and you're paying that 4%, that 4% insurance will mean nothing if you don't have anything to back it up. If you said, someone posted this thing and then you just sent it to them as goods and service, and you're like, hey, I want that doll, and then they go, okay, here's my PayPal, and then you PayPal them the money, and that's it. If you didn't even say doll, let's say I saw your post, I'm interested, and they send you PayPal and you send the money or something, then they can just send that to PayPal as their proof, and it'll say, well, they didn't ask specifically for the doll, I sent them a doll box, or they had another item on that selling sheet that they had, and it's like a sock. And they're like, oh, it was a sock that I was selling. I wasn't selling the doll. The doll was just a picture to show the sock being worn. They could pull stuff like that on you, and it's weird and shady, but PayPal will probably side with them on rare instances like that. I mean, it's more rare, but you know, it's just better safe than sorry. Make sure you have a paper trail. I will send them a copy and paste of our conversation, and then I will also tell them, if you need my login information to get onto this website, I'll gladly give that as evidence, and you can log in and look at my private messages with this particular buyer, just to be able to see it. As much evidence to show that you're in the right, you should be completely covered. You should have no problems with it if, you know, like I said, you have a paper trail, something to prove you're right. So basically, you have 45 days from the payment day to open up a dispute. That's the first level. That's like the first tier of, hey, I'm putting my foot down. I want my product. I would do this if I haven't received a tracking number yet from someone, forum specific wise. Like if I haven't received a tracking number yet and I've already paid them, I'll tell them, you know, like, hey, you said you would be able to ship within the next 2 days. I haven't received a tracking number from you. Should I be worried? Is everything okay? Are you going to be shipping it out tomorrow? And if they don't reply back, I'll ask them again the next day. And if they don't reply back soon, I'll send another message. If they don't reply back within 2-3 hours of that message, I will turn that PayPal money, I'll turn that PayPal transaction into a dispute immediately, just like that. Because the thing about the disputes, after 45 days, you can't open it anymore. It's too late. You lost your money, and that sucks. Normally when you open up a dispute, like 90% of the time, I've had the seller all of a sudden come back to me because they're like, oh no, my money is going to be taken away. So they may have just been, a little late, and that's fine. This is kind of like a nudge. Don't think of it like as it's not really a threat. When you open up a claim, that's when it's a threat. Because then that's like, PayPal, it's all you, man. Take the money away from them. Investigate this stuff. So the dispute is more like a, hey dude, there's a problem here. It's just basically saying to PayPal that there is an issue with this transaction. Let's try to get it resolved. And I will not close the dispute until I get my product. A lot of people will just say, oh yeah, it's cool, man. It's coming. Oh, it might be late. Oh, it's delayed at the post office. Oh, and if that dispute goes on, I think for 7 days, and because behind all this stuff, PayPal's contacting the seller too, and you don't know what they're talking about to each other. He might be telling them stuff, so I will just leave it open, so I wouldn't even close it out. And when I get my product, I check it and everything, then I will close my dispute. Because if you close that dispute, then you can't reopen it. I'm pretty sure you can't reopen it. You're just stuck without your product again. There was almost no point in getting your dispute open. Make sure first you've tried to contact them. If you just open it up willy-nilly, just kind of like using it as a threat, then PayPal will see this if you do it a lot. And I open up disputes a lot. But they know that I normally do it to kind of get just some information quickly from the buyer, because I'm not trying to use it as a threat. If they do not reply back, or they do not try to contact you, and they do not do anything at all to try to resolve this issue, it's been a week and you haven't resolved, they haven't shipped out your product, they said they would ship it out the next day, no replies, you can escalate your dispute into a claim. Remember, you have to turn on the dispute within 45 days of paying. So if you turn on your dispute, I think you have 20 calendar days to turn that dispute into a claim, I think. I'm not sure if that's still within the 45 days from the beginning of payment, but I'll normally start, if I'm going to start a dispute, it'll probably be started within the first week because they haven't shipped it yet. And if it's a product that's readily available, like if they're selling a doll, well, they have to own that doll for them to sell it. When you escalate it to a claim, that's basically telling PayPal, hey, there's a real big problem. It's not just like a little problem anymore and I want you to be aware of it. It's, this guy has not replied back. He is not, it seems shady now, and I'm fearful of my money not getting the product I want, the money I paid for it, and PayPal will go under investigation mode at that time. They'll try to contact them themselves, they'll ask you for further information, stuff like that, to try to get an answer or to find out which party is correct. If you've done all the steps I've told you so far, then you're more than likely 99% of the time going to be in the right. Within 7 days, PayPal will have a resolution for you, and they'll just get your money back. They'll pull it out of the guy's bank, they'll pull it out of his balance or whatever, and then you'll have your money back in your PayPal. Backing up a little bit, when I am asking for stuff from my, if I'm buying something from someone, I will ask them to include tracking, just for more insurance and more for, so that PayPal knows you're covering your tracks. I always ask for tracking since it's so cheap anyways. I mean, you've saved up $700 for a doll. You can save up $2 more for tracking. Okay, most of this has been from the buyer side. If you're a seller.
Okay, let's say I want to sell this. Like, I want to sell this on our BJD Addicts sales and commissions page. And I list it for $10 and somebody's like, oh, I'm gonna totes buy it. What do I do next? If you are the seller and you're looking to sell this shirt, for example, step 1, you're gonna go ahead and do a description, you're gonna do the pictures, you're gonna tell them how it's gonna be sent to them, all that fun stuff. All of that's gonna be the first thing. Be very thorough so you can cover yourself all the way and you're super safe. Step 2, if you do happen to get someone that's gonna buy the item from you, start contacting them about forms of payment, you know, how you're gonna do it through PayPal, you're gonna do the
goods and services or gift.
And then step 3, I would say just ship it out, man. Ship it out. Don't be like stalling on it because you don't want them to be like.
And also for protection as a seller, I would also include shipping. Include tracking. Include tracking all the time so that way you can prove you shipped it.
Tracking. And then I would really honestly offer insurance also if you're doing like a doll. Just because, you know, sometimes things get thrown around in the postal service. I know whenever I ship my doll heads back to people, I always talk about, well, we can do insurance too up to a certain dollar amount, and that's not very expensive either, which is really good because then it covers the USPS side of it as well. And then I guess, I don't know, step 5 would be just, you know, hope everything works out well, you know, as you as the seller that you're selling things.
I think that was step 4.
Step 5. 4 or 5.
One of those.
One of those steps.
Both of them say done.
Both of them done. So I hope this helped anybody that had questions about PayPal, because I know it's like super uber confusing sometimes.
Yeah, it's probably really boring.
No, but I think a lot of people hopefully will find this helpful because I know I found it helpful. I learned a lot today because I didn't know that much stuff about.
Now you don't have to ask me anymore.
I know.
Just watch your own video.
Yeah, I'll just watch it myself. As always, if you have any further comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to go ahead to leave them down below in the comment section, and I'll try my best to get back to them. And if it's a really hard question, I'll get hubby to come and answer it because we hope that you have an awesome day, and we will be seeing you in another video very soon. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.